Hello, friends, and welcome to yet another captivating session of Wisdom Zone. And this is Shubro, and I'm quite sure you have already guessed it because today I have a fascinating video for you. Because today I'm not going to discuss vocabulary, I'm not going to discuss idioms, I'm not going to discuss verbs, but today I'm going to discuss how to become fluent in spoken English, and in turn, I'm going to share some tips to become fluent in spoken English. So, without wasting any more time, let's get started. So, friends, welcome back once again. So, as I already mentioned, today I'm going to share some important tips and tricks so that you can become fluent in spoken English. So, the first important tip is to understand your fluency level. So, I'm quite sure you must be wondering what exactly it is. So, let me tell you, to understand your fluency level, first of all, you must know about rate of speech. So let me again clarify. Rate of speech means number of words one can utter in a minute. There are several techniques to measure rate of speech, but this is the most common one. That means you can count number of words per minute you utter. Based on that, you can decide your rate of speech. So the ideal rate of speech for a fluent speaker should be somewhere between 140 to 160 words per minute, as you see. So ideal rate of speech should be around 140 to 160 for a fluent communicator in English. So the first thing is that you must know your rate of speech, whether you're close to 140 or 160 words per minute, right? If you are less than that, if you are, say for example, below 100, so then obviously you have to practice, you have to ensure that you can utter at least 140 to 160 words per minute to become fluent in spoken English. So that's the first thing I always suggest. First, know what exactly is your rate of speech, and based on that you can customize your fluency. And you don't want to speak faster than that also, because if you go faster, then most of the time we see that you lack precision and you fail to communicate properly. People face problem comprehending you, so you don't want that also. On the other hand, if you are below 140, then obviously you'd be termed as slow or hesitant. So ideally you want to strike a rate of speech of somewhere between 140 to 160. That is the ideal rate of speech for a normal fluent speaker in English. So ensure that you reach to that level, and based on that you practice. Up next, I'm going to tell you some more tips. So as you see, the next important tip is that you need to relax when you are speaking. And suppose you have to speak on a very important topic, or you have to speak in front of people, whatever may be the situation, you just need to relax and speak. And from my experience as a trainer, I have shared this feedback to so many students and they have got immensely benefited. It's not only about speaking. As you know, whatever you do, you need to be in a relaxed state of mind. If you are having that relaxed state of mind, if you are quite at ease, then you will be able to deliver in a better manner and in a smarter manner, and that's not going to affect your performance. You will not become tentative, you will not become nervous. So the second important tip is that try to relax whenever you're communicating in English. So up next, I'll discuss the third important suggestion. As you see, that is, don't rush. So again, it's imperative not to rush. It is a normal tendency of speakers who are not habitual of speaking. When they are asked to speak, they tend to rush. And if you are going to rush, the biggest problem you are going to encounter is that after some time you will not be able to speak with the same flow, and you will not be able to have a control over your speech. So the third important suggestion is that don't rush into your speech. Just ease into your speech and relax and then start, and don't rush, and don't try to be fast from the beginning. That is the most important thing. So it is a common tendency to rush and speak quite fast right from the beginning. So it is not at all required, and it is not going to help you at all to maintain a good fluency. So you need to be steady. At first, take 40 to 50 seconds to think initially when you are developing your fluency. You just take some time, 30-40 seconds or up to 50 seconds you can take and think on what you are going to speak and then begin. Up next we are going to see the fourth important tip, that is focus on the sentence construction. So again, it is a common tendency. In order to speak fluently, people tend to compromise the sentence construction. They do not complete a particular sentence and they leave one sentence incomplete and then they move to the next sentence or they jump into the second sentence. By that way, you are again going to lack precision. So it's not going to help you. You may sound fluent, but ultimately you will lack precision. So when you speak in that manner without precision, so that's not going to help you at all. And that's not going to establish you as a good communicator or a fluent communicator. So ensure that whenever you're speaking, whatever you're saying should be meaningful and the sentence construction is correct, and you need to complete each and every sentence and do not keep the sentence incomplete in order to speak fast, and that's going to affect your overall speech and make you a laughing stock in front of others. So do not keep the sentences incomplete. So that is the fourth important thing. Ensure you complete each and every sentence and step by step you move forward. And that brings us to the next important suggestion, which you see on your screen. Try to gain control over your speech, which is very important. So, again, it is a common tendency for speakers who are not habitual or people who want to develop their fluency. They think that I have to go fast, and while doing so, they compromise the control. They totally lack the control over their speech, and whatever comes in their mind they go ahead and say. So that's not going to help at all, because if you keep on going blah 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 without any meaning, without any precision, without any purpose, and overall speech is not at all clear, so that's not going to help you. That's not going to make you a fluent speaker, right? So you need to ensure that whatever you are saying, it should be meaningful and you should have a control over whatever you are saying. No point of time you should lose that control. Control means whenever you are speaking, you must be knowing where to stop, where to pause. All these things are very important, and how to speak. So that is quite important. You have to ensure that you control your speech and do not go out of control, so that your speech or whatever you're saying should not be out of control. Up next, let us turn our attention towards the sixth important suggestion, that is divide the content or topic on which you are speaking, which is quite imperative to speak fluently. If you divide the topic or the content on which you are speaking, you will find it's going to become a lot easier for you to speak fluently and confidently and with the right precision, right? You can divide it in three parts. First is the introduction, second is the body, and third is the summary. If you divide a topic or any content on which you are speaking in three parts, you will find that you will be able to deliver a much better and also precise speech. So it's very important, try to divide your topic and divide your content and speak, and it's going to help your fluency, it's going to help you control also. Up next, you are going to see the seventh important suggestion, which you see on your screen. Don't become over conscious about your grammar or vocabulary. So, I'm quite sure you must be wondering what kind of suggestion it is. But let me tell you from my experience as a trainer, I have seen so many students who are over conscious about their grammar, their vocabulary, the phrases they use, that they go in a shell. So don't go in a shell. That's the first important thing. Yes, you have to ensure that you're grammatically correct, and you have to ensure that you are using the right vocabulary, but do not overthink about your grammar or vocabulary. Have a precise thought process and speak in a steady manner. And if you keep on thinking that whether you're committing grammatical mistake in every line, whether you're making the right use of vocabulary or not in every sentence, then obviously it is going to impact your fluency. You will become hesitant. So I'm quite sure it's crystal clear. Yes, be conscious about your grammar, be conscious about your word selection, but do not become over conscious about your grammar or vocabulary so that it affects your overall pace. Up next, I'm going to discuss the eighth important tip, that is try to construct simple sentences initially. So I have already discussed, you must first know your rate of speech, and if you see that your rate of speech is too low, it is less than 100, it is somewhere around 80, 90. So ensure that you start with simple sentences, construct simple sentences and speak and develop your confidence level. Okay, and try to pick up your rate of speech. Try to reach up to 130, 140. Then you try more difficult sentences. So it is the best thing to do to develop your communication and fluency, to try to construct simple sentences. Make 5 simple sentences, 10 simple sentences, and steadily increase. So like this way you will be able to speak for a longer time, and you will be able to speak precisely and correctly. So up next we are going to see the ninth suggestion, which is on the screen, that is avoid diversion. So it is a very common problem that if you are not habitual of speaking, what happens after some time, you tend to get diverted from the topic. So ensure that do not get diverted from your topic. Try to stick to your topic, try to stick to what you are speaking, and slowly progress. If you get diverted, you will find that after some time you lack that fluency in your speech. So ensure that you stay focused, and no point of time in your speech you should get diverted. And the last and the most important suggestion is to practice, practice, and practice. Yes, you heard it correctly, because as they say, practice makes perfect, right? So you need to practice regularly. You have to give some time. If you think that your fluency level is not good, your rate of speech is not good, so you need to be consistent, and every day you have to speak. And it's not a kind of a magic, or I'll not make some fake promises like other people do online and say that if you watch this video in 1 week you are going to become fluent, and in 1 week you are going to become confident. But I'm an experienced trainer. I have been training aspirants in different sectors, in spoken English, in IELTS. So, from my experience, I will tell you that it's a gradual process. Okay, you have to develop your skills step by step. You have to develop your fluency step by step. Obviously, you can do it. Anyone can do it if you have that perseverance. So, ensure you practice regularly if you want to develop your fluency and your communication. And for you guys, I have made so many important practice videos. I have been running two series. One is develop your spoken English series, and another is practice spoken English. I have provided all the links of those videos in the description. If you want more material on practice, how to practice, so you will find all the links given in the description. Try to go through them and practice regularly. And I want you to practice at least for 1 hour regularly to become perfect. And I'm quite sure if you do that, you will also become quite confident and proficient in your spoken English. So I hope you found this video extremely helpful. If you want more practice material, please refer back to the videos and you will get a lot of good content from there. So I hope you found this video extremely helpful, and obviously I'm also going to discuss this type of informative stuff, and obviously I'll publish all the videos. So it is my earnest request to all the viewers, especially for the new viewers, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do not wait and just subscribe to Wisdom Zone and hit the bell icon so that you can get the first notification of this type of informative videos, how to develop your spoken English, how to become more fluent, and many more on communication and advanced speaking skills. So stay tuned for further informative videos, And do not forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to Wisdom Zone.